The series Living Single, as viewers claim, appears not to have lost the spark it had at its premiere. But if you think that's all there is, brace yourself, because we are about to blow your mind. Here are 20 weird facts about Living Single that you may not have known existed. Number 1. The show's name was different from what it's known as today.
Hey, so how's the romance between Mommy and the millionaire?
The show, Living Single, as we know it today, didn't initially start with this name. The producers and directors created an underground work, and when the need for change arose, they hesitated not. Though it took courage and zeal to make the choice, it was nothing short of timely. 3 weeks before producers slated the show to debut in 1993, the show's name was still draped in nothing we know today, which probably would have changed the course of the show. The cast and everyone were in ecstasy, looking forward to the premiere, as it was titled My Girls. But a last-minute change came and everyone was beaten beyond pieces. Behind the scenes, it was a tug-of-war with questions erupting from all angles. Some were devastated because the name My Girls was announced by Fox in March 1993. If they had wanted to change it, it shouldn't have been this late. The network first revealed that Queen Latifah and Kim Coles would play roommates as they intended to plow through the difficulties in New York. Everything was built upon the title, but just when they thought they were set for camera rolls before the debut on the 22nd of August 1993, Fox made a late change that left everyone speechless. Nevertheless, the show's current name was a perfect theme for the series, as it reveals all we know today about the show. Number 2. A British hip-hop star almost played Sinclair.
Right there. It was like a courtyard of sisterly love.
Yes,
wow.
That's what I'm talking
yes.
about.
Mary J. Blige's room was there.
Long before Living Single gained the attention of passers-by and viewers, the famous character Sinclair, made famous by Kim Coles, was written for someone else. It was not the intention of the show's producers to let it fall to the one who eventually played it. Still, an unforeseen circumstance arose, and it was unavoidable. The role of Khadijah's cousin, who brought a different feeling, was created for Money Love, a British rapper who at the time was making waves and was a longtime friend of Queen Latifah. Simone Johnson, also known as Money Love, was a British rapper born in London who achieved success and became a notable figure in the 1990s, capturing the hearts of hip-hop lovers, primarily in the UK and beyond. Everyone loved Money, and even her singles could attest to that fact. She and Latifah built an enviable relationship over the years, and nothing could separate them from the genuineness that ran between them. When Queen Latifah began developing Living Single with Bowser, she was lost in the euphoria of having Money as one of the prominent cast members, and honestly, it would have made more sense. But because of Money's schedules, non-commitment, and busyness in music, Kim Coles was given the option, and she grabbed it with open hands. Number 3. The significance of the mysterious key had a tragic ending.
I don't want to eat it, I want to say it. Oh, well, that makes sense. It's an acting technique.
Often, stories change quickly, and not many understand the significance of what they stand for. If you were a passionate viewer of Living Single, you would not be new to the fact that for 5 seasons of the show, there was a mysterious key that Khadijah James wore on her neck. The key, which many had attributed to something else, was not in any way linked to what they suggested. Instead, it meant something deeply personal, and it wasn't a good one. This key, which became a non-negotiable dress code for Queen Latifah, resonated deeply with her, and she never missed a day without having it on. That key was Latifah's little way of honoring her brother, who died in a tragic motorcycle accident before the series was filmed. Her brother, Lancelot Owens Jr., who had an unusual bond with her, died in 1992, 1 year before the show began. The key was connected to the motorcycle, as it was the same key that Latifah had given to her brother as a gift. When the filming of the show was about to start, Khadijah James decided to incorporate the key into her wardrobe, and the producers allowed it because it helped bring her closer to her brother. Many thought it was some sort of fashion, but they never knew that in that key lay a tragic incident that tore her world apart. Number 4. Those who were cast as mothers were real TV mothers. In a typical series like this, it is pretty surprising that what many thought was fiction was genuine people behind the scenes. Contrary to what many thought, it wasn't fiction, but reality that almost got drowned in fiction. Do you know that there was a time in the series where the two main stars brought their real-life mothers to play fictional mothers in the show? It was beautiful to watch, but no one knew why they connected much from the very start on set. Rita Owens, who was Latifah's real-life mother, appeared in the show as Khadijah James's mother, while on the other hand, Chip Fields, Kim Fields' mother, took on the role of Lovelah Hunter's mother, the mother of Regina Hunter. It was a fantastic scene, but little did the fans pick up the signals that there was something special about how the duo played their roles. The two mothers brought a spark to the show with their genuine characters, and it was clear that these relationships weren't fake, even if fans couldn't read between the lines. These mothers, who were geniuses in their fields, came in and raised the bar higher. Even after many years, the scenes they were involved in wouldn't have been any better if they were done by someone else. The producers of the show made the right choice, and their efforts were duly commended. Number 5. Another hit show rejected Kim Fields for a role because she was so tall.
On my social media to Miss Issa Rae, and she responded back, and it was just fantastic. So yes, I'm a fan.
There are many reasons why certain actors are rejected for a role, but this in history would be one of the weirdest reasons ever heard. Not many people know this, but it happened, providing a clue to the darkness that lurks behind the scenes. Kim Fields was given the shock of her life when she was considered way too tall to be cast as Honor Jackson's girlfriend. Confident as she was, it was one of the reasons she became scared of the parent show, The Facts of Life, where she was already a character study. However, this rejection set her on a path that she would forever live to remember. During the 1980s, when producers considered creating crossover episodes for The Facts of Life and similar shows, Kim Fields was supposed to appear in different strokes, playing the romantic scenes for Tootie. Still, when producers considered her, they felt the intended result would not be achieved, so they rejected her. Kim, who had grown rapidly during her teenage years, was significantly taller than Honor Jackson, leaving the scene with no tangible reasons for her casting. However, she didn't let that deter her. Almost a decade later, she auditioned for the role of Regina Hunter in Living Single. Fortunately, she was accepted, and the role led her to become one of the most famous cast members in Living Single. Number 6. TV history was incorporated into the first set.
I've got good news, and I couldn't wait till you got home to rub your noses in it. What is long, black, and at the curve?
Well, history has a way of repeating itself, but to be honest with you, its incorporation into this TV series was more than phenomenal. Beginning with how the set was arranged about the cast, the episode needed to carry it all. When the series premiered, the stylish Brooklyn brownstone that single-handedly housed some of the cast members, Sinclair, Khadijah, and Regina, was not different from a particular television history set. It was a replica of it. Could you believe what the structure stands for in history in the pilot episode? It was the exact home that the Winslows used on the hit ABC sitcom Family Matters. Why they chose to bring back history was undisclosed. However, it was a fantastic piece that paved the way for an excellent episode. It was built with the same walls and foundation as those in the Family Matters home. The Family Matters series, which was famous in the early 90s, ran from 1989 to 1998. It shaped the culture of American TV shows, and the set was the prevailing factor in its popularity. When Living Single wanted to begin production, instead of building the Living Single home from scratch, they took the Winslow home and repurposed it to suit their intent. The transformation became the Brooklyn brownstone, which represented the identity of Living Single. The interiors and exteriors were redesigned to suit their purpose, and every detail in the room was taken into consideration. No wonder it became part of them. Number 7. Every character incorporated the personality of the creator.
I co-wrote that episode with my co-show-running partners, Pond and Fuller, Bill and Jim, and
Most of the time, when creators do their thing, you can see how far they can take the cast. presenting them in ways that make sense to them. However, little did many know that these cast members drew on their own experiences and life views. Do you know that the creator of Living Single, Yvette Lee Bowser, once revealed a secret that was quite shocking to many, including the cast? She made a remarkable revelation about how she came up with the 4 female casts that made the show a success. In an interview that would later blow people's minds, she revealed that each of the casts was a byproduct of her personality and the experiences that life naturally brought to her. Not every creator would explore deep creativity in choosing cast members, but she did, coming up with Khadijah, Sinclair, Max, and Regina. These 4 characters, which were products of her creation, eventually drove the storyline to a more confident place, making it comfortable for everyone to watch. When she was asked why she chose them, she said she had gone through all the phases the characters played and wouldn't want anyone to take off the bus in a way and manner that didn't make sense. Bowser's approach aimed to change the way Black people were viewed on some issues, and without exaggeration, it was effective. Number 8. An SNL star who wasn't yet a cast member at the time made a cameo.
The roommates from hell are reconciled. I'm sorry I took a contract out on you.
Cameo appearances can be so beautiful to watch, especially when the person at the forefront of it does amazingly well in varying proportions. Living Single was one of a kind when it made this cameo a reality. One of comedy's future biggest stars, who didn't have a foothold at the time, made a little appearance long before anyone knew his name. It is also safe to say that Living Single gave him a platform for notability. In the 2nd season of the show, Will Ferrell guest starred in the episode Talk Show Down, leaving everyone with a memorable piece to hold on to. He came as a problematic talk show guest who never zipped his mouth but wanted to be heard by everyone. At the time of this episode in 1994, Will Ferrell was not known as an SNL star. He was still in the suburbs of the industry, but after his appearance, he became a worldwide sensation. While he was underground, he developed a unique style of comedy, and later, that style catapulted him to fame, making him one of the most successful comedians in American history and a staple of SNL. Today, his performance stands in history as a fond memory of yesteryear, and Living Single made it possible. Number 9. The show surpassed every one of those feats made by Martin.
Are you going out again? What is this, your 3rd date?
Many people saw Living Single as a success mainly because of its video compatibility, but it actually did very well overall, not just in ratings. Surprisingly, Living Single never beat any rating, not even the famous show Martin. In the early 1990s, Martin, starring Martin Lawrence, was considered the most successful sitcom, and it consistently outperformed Living Single. The strong performance of Living Single in its first season wasn't luck, it was the result of hard work. Though Martin aired before it, Living Single became the show that paved the way for its success. What an irony. The audience didn't just feel this. Even the most revered Fox had to change its lineup to suit the demands of the audience. Martin, which had premiered in 1992, was the rave of the moment until Living Single was introduced to the scene. It took its first position in the sitcom battle and never looked back again. Living Single attracted many viewers and higher ratings, and within a short time, the tides changed completely. Living Single has always been a genius and will continue to be. Number 10. A secret relationship was revealed later.
Kyle,
Oh, pardon me.
honey.
Characters aren't as bad as many portray them for hiding stuff like this in public. It's just that timing speaks more when it comes to behind-the-scenes matters. When the show ended, fans were left reeling from the exposition they received. When the devastating relationship between Max and Kyle was brought to light on the UPN sitcom Half and Half, it was pretty weird and shocking at the time that the couple was not frolicking in each other's arms. They had a 7-year-old daughter named Kyler. This exposition was quite surprising, and no one could believe what they heard. This occurred during the 3rd season, in an episode titled The Big Performance Anxiety. Erica Alexander and T.C. Carson reprised their beloved roles and gave everyone a glimpse of what had been going on since the camera stopped rolling. This general meetup was possible because Yvette Lee Bowser brought back the cast and let them have fun by revealing secrets that many never knew. the storyline was quite simple, offering viewers glimpses into how their favorite cast members had been faring since the show's closure. Fans have since learned that TC and Alexander not only bring their TV show to light, but also how they have grown to be responsible for their daughter, Kyler. Number 11. John Henton was involved in a post-show accident.
So I had to do that and court calls and all kind of stuff, and I had to do community service, but it was cool though, because my boy...
Sometimes life comes with a lot, and you can't predict what will happen the next minute. It is a proven fact that things just happen, and most of the time it is at the point when you least expect it. John Henton got the shock of his life when he was brought to the barest minimum by something he never dreamed of. 2 years after the show drew its curtains to a close, John Henton, who was the audience favorite for playing the role of Overton Jones, was faced with the most devastating car accident to have hit an actor. This happened in September 2000. This accident almost ended his career and kept him at odds with his authentic self. He was held by the power of hope when his eye socket was battered, his 2 legs broken, 9 teeth destroyed beyond repair, and his stomach ripped up. John was a step away from death, as he was completely a shadow of himself. This brought him under the knife on several occasions to repair the extensive damage the accident had caused him. It was revealed later that the accident was a product of Henton's recklessness with drinking and driving. At the time, he was celebrating the premiere of his new show, Hurley, where he also starred as a cast member, but he failed to draw the line between enjoyment and danger. The accident was so severe that multiple surgeons were needed to correct the already damaged face and legs, and it was a long walk to recovery. However, he managed to recover and return to the show shortly after, acting in one of the episodes of Hurley. Thereafter, he focused on personal development and continued to make progress over time. Number 12. Kim Coles's catchphrase was not actually planned. It happened suddenly.
See you, I love you, I acknowledge you, and that's what this charity and that's what this company is doing. It's reaching out to women and
Often we've heard how most of the phrases that went on to become notable in movies, shows, and short films weren't planned. They just came out of the blue. Also, the catchphrase that became a trademark for the series, instigated by Coles, wasn't planned, but rather happened in a moment. Kim Coles, who played the character Sinclair on Living Single, just stumbled upon a catchphrase, and in that moment, it resonated with everyone, including the producers. It was during the production of a scene that she exclaimed, "Woo, woo, woo!" How Sinclair managed to come up with such a phrase wasn't a problem. Everyone concurred that it resonated with her persona and charisma. This phrase wasn't scripted, nor was there any intention to do that in the future. Everything came into play because she was given the liberty to explore her deep talent and seek expression in all possible ways. Sinclair's way of improvisation didn't start today. It came along from the long practice she had in a show where they were expected to make a character memorable without a script. And when the opportunity came for her to give something timeless, she made it happen. She isn't called a genius for nothing. Number 13. The show was an inspiration to Friends.
Shortly thereafter, Warren Littlefield, who was president of
NBC,
they asked him if he could have any show on television, any of the news shows.
Not every show inspires people. Some are just extreme garbage to be enjoyed for the moment. But something spectacular remains superb about Living Single. It inspired a whole lot of people. Contrary to the misconception that NBC inspired the hit show Friends, it has been proven beyond a doubt that it was the other way around. When Living Single premiered, it became a template that influenced how subsequent sitcoms were structured in the 1990s. The group of friends living in the city format was originally a template introduced by Living Single to the scene. After its successful run in the sitcom, many other shows borrowed from its concept to gain more followers. Living Single premiered on August 22, 1993, while Friends didn't premiere until September 22, 1994, showing that Living Single led the way for what the sitcom brought. The producers working on Friends recognized the need to incorporate a few elements from Living Single, and if asked, they wouldn't deny it. Newspapers at the time wrote about the relationship between the two shows, and in their assertion, Living Single was said to be the motivator for Friends and many more that came later. The producer, Yvette Lee Bowser, eventually became offended and expressed her dissatisfaction with how Warner Brothers promoted Friends over Living Single. Number 14. In the series, Queen Latifah both sang and rapped the theme. Many actors wear an emblem of multi-talent, and each time they get the opportunity, they let it out without delay. Queen Latifah, one of the beloved actors from Living Single, did her thing, and it came out so well that fans couldn't help but give her a standing ovation. Latifah was draped with 3 roles in the series: as an executive producer, lead actress, and the voice behind the theme song that resonated with many. So she wasn't just a notable figure visually, she was an icon who represented a great deal in the series. The theme song that opened every episode was written and performed by Queen Latifah herself. She brought her tapestry of hip-hop culture, and it became as phenomenal as no one could have ever imagined. At the time Living Single premiered, Queen Latifah was doing great for herself as she was a key figure in the hip-hop world, and when the opportunity came to drop those bars, she never hesitated. The energy was real, and you could feel it in the theme song. Her blend of rap and singing did much better than anyone could think of. When you hear it, you can easily get carried away in the melody. Number 15. The show left everyone bereft just when they needed it most.
Overton, the love of my life, I'm so glad you made me your wife. Max, my girl.
It may be kind of weird, but do you know that Living Single vanished into thin air when it was most needed? Many expressed their dissatisfaction, but it still wouldn't change, still wouldn't anything. The decision that led to the cancellation of the show remains one of the most unimaginable events to have hit a serial show. The choice by Fox to end its contract with the show was so heartbreaking that fans cried for a possible reinvention of the show. The show was doing very well, and fans were identifying with every episode and season. In the middle of the 5th season, however, came some devastating news that would go down in history as the most destructive decision. Production was stopped, and reruns were permitted to run in subsequent sessions. This left both the cast and viewers completely speechless, unable to understand why the TV network made that decision. John Henton, who played the Overton character, later revealed that at the time of that decision, the show was #1 in the demographics of the TV network. That's why many still struggle to understand their inexplicable decision to end production. This decision shocked everyone to the bone because, at the time, Fox had ordered 13 more episodes for that season. The dates for the premieres were changed, indicating that they were confident the show would be a success, but just as everything was getting underway, they ended it all. It was even strange to the cast and producers because Fox never made it clear why it happened. Number 16. The cast had a reunion episode in 2008, but Queen Latifah didn't participate.
We're actually working on it.
Are you really?
Really working on it?
Scuttlebutt.
No way.
Scuttlebutt.
Wow.
Times change, and people move on, but the way this happened was quite shocking to everyone. Latifah wasn't just a voice in the series, she was everything, and one of the best series had her. She contributed significantly to the series' success, and if anyone deserves credit for it, it should be her. But what got everyone thinking is her decision to stay away from the reunion that was made in 2008. Fans suggested that this would have been a good time to relive old memories and reconnect with old friends she had not seen in a while. However, contrary to what everyone thought, she remained silent, and even when she reached out repeatedly, her stance remained unchanged. Fans even dug up when she said she was craving it, but when she didn't show up, they were worried. Here is what she said. "Oh man, I would love to. I was just talking to Kim Coles the other day, and Erica Alexander and I were texting. The Living Single cast is like family to me," Latifah told Essence.com. "We spent 5 years together. I love all of them. Everybody is doing different things all over the place. That will always be my family." Maybe she changed her mind after this. Number 17. Tripp was the roommate in the final season randomly.
Step lively, fire girl.
Just before Fox announced that the series was coming to an end, there was an episode that thrilled the fans and gave them a last feel of the show. It was everything the fans wanted, but do you know it wasn't the original roommate who played the role? Times had changed, and the show was falling faster than expected. The producers needed to act quickly, and since there was no alternative, they cast him. He wasn't in the original script or design of the show at that time, but an unforeseen circumstance triggered his presence. At the time, Sinclair was moving out, and Kyle was leaving the show. There was no one else ready to keep the gears rolling. He hopped in and did what he could, but fans were disappointed and left frustrated by his presence. For many, the show lost its spark the moment they introduced him, and they were not going to risk their time watching again. It was a bad decision, they said, and when the show stopped airing, some viewers were happy, saying it was better than having to spend time on something they weren't benefiting from. Number 18. This is the first sitcom with 4 African-American lead actresses.
Airwaves. Oh, I didn't think I'd find you.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping you wouldn't.
The early 1990s welcomed the debut of the series Living Single, but not many knew it would change the order. The success of the series exceeded many expectations, and just as they hadn't anticipated it, it blew their minds and left them in a state of amazement. Did you know that the series was the first sitcom to feature 4 African-American lead actresses? This wasn't just because it was an African-American series. Its peculiarities identified by viewers were a result of its exceptional storyline and cast. This was strange because at the time, no African-American show had risen that far. When the series debuted in 1993, it broke all barriers and rose to the top. The series was a pure representation of resilience, commitment, and character charisma. It brought to the scene an interplay of genuineness that is rarely found in sitcoms. Living Single is a legendary show that surpassed the odds, defying expectations that many people didn't believe it could. The series changed the tides, set a record, and paved the way for other sitcoms to follow suit, especially because the producers and creators brought together a group of African-American actresses who knew their jobs and executed them well. Number 19. Kim Fields and John Henton actually dated in real life before the show ran.
Oh, I didn't think I'd find you.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping you wouldn't.
It's not unusual for cast members to fall in love, especially when they play roles that foster a deep connection between 2 people. But did you know that these 2 casts had something special? Kim Fields, who played the character of Regina, had a relationship with John Henton, the young man known as Overton, but it was long before the show began. Their chemistry behind the cameras was everything, and somehow they found themselves hitchhiking in the show like never before. They dated for many years, frolicking in each other's arms, but kept everyone in the dark with an undercover vibe that suggested it didn't exist. They dated for 4 years, spending good times together, but just before the show started, they broke up over petty reasons. When the show began casting, they were surprised to be in the same series. Even though they had broken up, with the passing of a new day, the spark was strengthened, especially when they began playing roles that warranted an initial relationship. Living Single wasn't just a series, it was a unifier that helped connect people together. Even if you were at loggerheads with your best friend, the series creator, Bowser, knew how to weave in sparks to rekindle what was there before this time. This series has to be one of the most historically significant sitcoms to have graced an American TV network. Number 20. The show actually won 4 Image Awards in its run.
So many layers to the legacy of Living Single. You know, we broke ground.
Not many sitcoms get the chance to be nominated, and even if they do, they dare not cling to the title. The striking thing about Living Single is not just because of its popularity, but that it helped show the world what it meant to be genuine. The series established itself in history when it won 4 awards back-to-back. From the time the series debuted, many people knew it was going to do exceptionally well, but only a few knew it would surpass the current portrait. From start to finish, it was critically acclaimed, winning 4 Image Awards during its run, a feat many sitcoms wouldn't dare attempt even when given the opportunity. Honestly, Living Single, although it debuted a long time ago, remains timeless in terms of storytelling, acting, and clear messages. Only a few sitcoms did it in their prime, but guess what? The series did it previously, and even now it's not going back. The average Black American knows this, and that's why they jump on its arguments each time it comes to the scene. You may have noticed that several times, many would try to doubt its potency, but are always met with stiff competition in the first instance. The 1993 sitcom still makes a lot of sense now. Even if you take a little glimpse at the episodes, you wouldn't get bored. Today, it still remains one of the best sitcoms that brings originality, passion, truthfulness, interplayed within its concepts, so that it could carry everyone along. Not to be forgotten, the cast did amazingly well, and they were entitled to the benefits that should have accrued to them. In no time, you can check out the series if you haven't already, and watch as you're going to laugh out loud while transforming your mentality. It's a good place to start giving it up for living single. This is where we draw the curtain. Which of these facts seems weirder to you, and why is that so? Please let us know in the comments, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Before you go, click on the video displayed on your screen.